Police Department, for those in the trailer, you need to come out with your hands free and clear.
What?
Let me see your hands. Do not move anyway. Force will be used against you.
When a regular police call turns into a life-changing event, one officer is left wondering, how did a routine domestic violence response lead to such a painful injury? This is a story of courage, split-second decisions, and an unexpected turn of events that left everyone searching for answers. Could this event have been avoided? And what really happened in those intense final seconds that no one saw coming? In Albuquerque, New Mexico, a police officer is currently healing at home, reflecting on a night that changed everything. This wasn't just any night. It was a moment that started as a regular call to protect and serve, but quickly spiraled into an intense, unpredictable situation. What happened that night? And what unexpected discovery did the investigation reveal? The events may surprise you and leave you wondering about the risks these officers face every day. 3 weeks ago, the Albuquerque Police Department received a call about a domestic violence situation on October 13th. This call led 3 officers to respond quickly, prepared to handle what they assumed would be a challenging situation. But nothing could have prepared them for what they were about to face. When they arrived at the scene, the officers came across a man named Matthew Sanchez, who was 41 years old and armed. Now, imagine the tension in those moments as the officers took in the scene, unsure of what would happen next. They knew that in situations like this, anything could happen in a matter of seconds. As the officers confronted Sanchez, the atmosphere was tense. Knowing he was armed, the officers were prepared to act. In those high-stakes moments, they made the difficult decision to fire, ultimately shooting Sanchez 7 times. The threat was neutralized, and Sanchez was fatally wounded. However, the story didn't end there. Just seconds after the shooting, a surprising and terrifying twist happened. One of the officers suddenly fell to the ground, clutching their arm and screaming in pain. "My arm!" they shouted. "Upper arm!" A bullet had hit the officer. But who fired that shot? In the initial confusion, no one could immediately tell how the officer had been injured. It was clear that Sanchez's gun was no longer a threat. The magazine was empty, locked back to show it was out of bullets. If Sanchez hadn't fired, then how did the officer end up injured? As the investigation unfolded, a startling truth came to light. Police Chief Harold Medina later shared some insights, explaining that one of the officers, Officer Torres, had felt an overwhelming sense of fear, as if she was about to be struck by a bullet. In a split-second reaction, she turned her head, bracing herself for impact, fully expecting to be hit. But then came a surprising realization. The officer who was injured had most likely been struck by a bullet fired by a fellow officer standing just behind them. This meant it wasn't the suspect, Sanchez, who had injured the officer, but rather a case of friendly fire. Friendly fire is a term used to describe when an injury or fatality happens unintentionally by one's own team members. It's a rare occurrence, but when it does happen, it raises many questions and often leads to significant changes in police protocol. For the Albuquerque Police Department, this incident was a painful reminder of the unpredictable and often dangerous nature of police work. Now, as the injured officer recovers, the police department is reviewing everything that happened, from the positioning of the officers to the specific tactics they used. Could different training or communication have prevented this accident? These are questions that the department will be asking as they move forward. For the officers involved, this experience will likely stay with them for a long time, serving as a reminder of how quickly things can take a turn, even when they're trying to protect others. This incident sheds light on the challenges officers face every day, the dangers of split-second decisions, and the importance of teamwork and communication in high-stress situations. While one officer heals physically, everyone involved is left to grapple with the emotional weight of that fateful night. The story serves as a powerful reminder that police officers are constantly balancing risks, not only from the suspects they encounter, but from the complexity of the situations they must handle, sometimes with only a fraction of a second to decide what to do next. How will this event change the way police respond in the future? Will it lead to new safety measures for officers on the field? Only time will tell, but for now, the city of Albuquerque stands with its officers as they recover and reflect on this life-changing night. If you thought this story was intense, just wait until you see what's coming next. My next video dives even deeper into the unexpected twists every officers face on duty every day. Don't miss out.